Welcome to Business as a Magical Practice, where your business is the vehicle for your self-integration and soul evolution. My name is Sam Garcia, and I'm the founder of Dirty Alchemy Digital Marketing. And I'll be guiding you through how you can use your business as a spiritual practice and what magical businesses are doing to hit their goals and change the world. Together, we'll be relating the mystical to the world of business so that our work can unite spirit and matter, shadow and light, conscious and unconscious. Let's dive in. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Business as a Magical Practice. Today, I'm talking about some lessons that I learned from hiring an executive assistant and hitting inbox zero. So I'll get to that in a second, but I want to lay some background for you first. So I have hired virtual assistants before, and I have had full-time team members on my team for years. So I'm not new to having support and being supported on my team. But last year was the first time that I hired someone to support just me, and that was an executive assistant. I hired them from an executive assistant agency. And one of the main reasons why I brought them on was because I wanted help around my email inbox. And I know that I am not alone in being emotionally triggered by my email inbox, because I've talked to you guys and I have other peers in the space who are just as triggered, and people act in different ways because of this by like having some like really strict rules about when they check email, or they don't ever check their email and they just have like thousands and thousands of unread messages in there that they just never get to. But for me, I would often put off checking my inbox for the day because I was scared of what I would find. Like, I've never gotten anything horrible in my inbox, but still. And then I would feel really stressed out thinking about what I was missing by not checking it. So not a great cycle, right? Putting off checking it because I don't want to check it, and I don't want to know it's in there, and I don't want to respond, and I don't want to not respond. So I'm just stressing out not opening it. Anyways, this is super common when you work with clients. The inbox can become a mix of welcome praise, urgent messages, critiques, projects, project management. It's also a place where you get spammed, you get inquiries for new work, and all sorts of education and entertainment from newsletters that you're subscribed to. There's a lot. It's like this smattering of chaos in the best and worst ways in your email inbox. And surely enough, your inbox becomes a holding place for long-term projects and emails you're really meaning to respond to and you're totally going to get to, but have actually just been sitting there for months. But, like as long as it's sitting there in your inbox unread, or just sitting there in your inbox, non-archived, non-deleted, then you're going to remember to respond, and you're thinking about what the response is going to be. I know I'm not alone. So anyways, I was in a situation where it would really, like, I would have a stress response thinking about my inbox, thinking about, should I check my email again? Thinking, are my important clients sending me emails and making requests? And so I got an executive assistant. I needed some additional admin help for some other things. So it made sense. And one of the things I wanted to add in additionally was someone to actually be responsible for my inbox other than me. And within a few days of her doing 2 times a day passes at my inbox, I got to inbox zero. And if you do not know what inbox zero is, it is like essentially the holy grail of no new emails in your inbox, because they've either been responded to or they've been put into an appropriate folder every single day. So imagine nothing in your inbox because everything has been sorted or responded to, and just a clean, empty inbox. And they even, if you use Gmail, they make like a nice little like peaceful image that fills your inbox when there's no emails in your inbox. And I honestly, like, the goal was never for me inbox zero. I wasn't like, I want you to get to inbox zero every single day. Like, I never mentioned it at all. So it wasn't something I was thinking about. So I didn't think it would be a big deal, but it was. Actually getting to inbox zero, logging into my Gmail app on my phone and seeing nothing in there was this really weird sigh of relief, of pride. Not gonna lie, there's a little pride there. Like, oh yeah, I've got this sorted. And honestly, I mean, I had told myself that I just needed to get over my emotional response to my email inbox. And I'm like, pretty damn trauma informed. And the fact that I was still telling myself this is, I knew better, guys. You know better too if you're doing the same thing. But I told myself that I just need to get over my emotional response to my email inbox, or I need to work on this trigger, or I need to deal with my boundaries with my clients, or there's so many ways addressing the stress response to my email inbox. And I had also told myself that no one could do it for me, because a lot of emails that run through my inbox require specialized knowledge, like specifics of Facebook ad campaigns. And because of that, no one could run my inbox. No one could manage my inbox for me. No one could respond to my emails for me because of that. And the truth was, I really just needed to love myself where I was at and outsource things that were unnecessarily draining for me. Right? We've talked about this on the podcast. Like, this is stuff I fucking teach. I wasn't doing it, right? Of recognizing not my zone of genius, not even my zone of competence. Like, seriously, inbox hanging out in my inbox or emails hanging out in my inbox for months with no response. Not even my zone of competence. And there I was, not delegating it out. And it was because there was this element of shame there, right? I shouldn't have this response. I shouldn't be emotionally triggered by emails. It means that I need to do more healing. It means that I need to get more resilient. It means blah, 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 blah. And I mean, within days of this switchover, I was waking up feeling relaxed and free because I knew someone else was paying attention to it if anything urgent was coming in, right? Suddenly wasn't my responsibility to note if there was urgent emails. And I knew someone was going to tell me if there was. So the two big lessons I wanted to share today around this, I'll circle back in a in a little bit around how this isn't just about the inbox. If this isn't like, this applies on different levels if you're not an email inbox weirdo like I am. But two lessons I wanted to underline was that, one, outsourcing things that genuinely drain you can have a massive impact on the experience you have in your business. Okay. Outsourcing things that genuinely drain you can have a massive impact on the experience you have in your business. In some cases, you guys, you can change the capital C circumstances and have a genuinely different and better experience of your reality, right? Sometimes it's not about the thoughts, you guys. You can change your circumstances and have a better experience of your reality. It's not always about healing trauma and upgrading your mindset. Okay. So it can just be circumstantial changes you make that improve your experience of your business and your life. And then the second one is, don't use your inbox like a to-do list. Okay. I already knew this. If you're like me, you already fucking knew this. And yet I was still doing it. So I would leave stuff in my inbox because I would, quote unquote, get to it later. And I wanted to remember to get to it later. That's not what your inbox is for. It is a way of receiving communication from other people. And if you leave stuff in your inbox as a to-do list, you're suddenly allowing other people's priorities come before your own. Because what happens when you get to your inbox to check on your quote unquote to-do list, and there's a bunch more emails in there from people that, I mean, it would just take 5 minutes to respond to them. And essentially you're getting distracted and you're putting other people's priorities, them emailing you and wanting a response from you, ahead of your own, right? Because we should be doing, okay, we're going to let go of the word should, right? Ideally, at least for myself, I want to make sure that my most creative time, my most productive time, my most effective time, which is the mornings for me, like I have a good 4-hour chunk of time in the mornings where I do my best work. If I'm checking my email during that time period or checking into my to-do list in my inbox during that time period, suddenly you are falling prey to other people's priorities before your own. You're not going to get your own done, or you're less likely to because of context switching, because of multitasking, and you're not going to do the deep work that you want to do. Because for myself, what I crave within my business is having these large pockets of time that I can do creative work, that I can write, that I can develop intellectual property. And instead, if I am going to my inbox or going to my Voxer or going to my text messages to check in on things, I'm going to get distracted and I'm going to be pulled out of that flow state. So there are, and we're gonna, in a hot second, I want to tell you what we actually did to get out of the inbox. So the way that we did that was, every day, simply responding to what's urgent or important. And maybe that's later in the day so that it's not chewing up prime time, work time, productive time. And then moving the rest of the emails that aren't urgent or important into folders that you can respond to later, or moving them into a project management system like Asana to deal with at another time. One thing that I had the assistant do was take like tasks that people were sending in and put them, like copy and paste the email into an Asana task, because we use Asana as our project management system within Dirty Alchemy, and then set a due date on it. And it was either today or it was a week from now, just realizing that just because an email came in today doesn't mean it's a high priority to respond to or do anything about. And this was a game changer for me, of just like getting the to-dos out of my inbox and into our project management system. It made it so that everything changed. And then suddenly I can just check my email, like look in the urgent folder, look in the important folder, and respond to the things that need responding, that actually do need to be responded to. And it's a fraction of the amount of emails that come in. As always, your business, your rules. You don't need an executive assistant to get to inbox zero, and you do not need to hit inbox zero to have a delightful experience with your inbox. I just wanted to share my behind the scenes because it was a major circumstantial shift and operating procedure shift in my business that changed, and for the vast better for me. So if you are shaming yourself that you should be able to do this on your own, this is your permission slip to just get the support that you need. Even if it's way more support than your peers or your spouse or your family or your friends, just because the other people that you know are not getting the level of support that you crave, you are allowed to get that support. Okay. And so I no longer have an executive assistant. She was on our team for, I think, like 4 or 5 months. And then I just realized that I didn't want another person on my team that was working only a few hours a week. I'd rather have less people on my team working more hours than like a smattering of different contractors. So even despite of that, because of the systems that were created while she was working within the business, we've been able to maintain that. I've been able to maintain that new experience of my inbox, of not getting triggered by my inbox, because the systems were put in place. Because I know, like, okay, these are the folders that I use. Okay, I know that get stuff as out of the inbox as quickly as possible and into Asana. So this is stuff that you can actually implement. If you're someone who is emotionally triggered by your inbox, like, yes, you can do the trauma resolution work to not be triggered by clients, or you can just decide to completely disregard your inbox. I know plenty of 7-figure CEOs that do that and just fuck the inbox. But the system that I really liked was using labels, making sure that there were action item folders and urgent response folders, and just responding to those people, and using a project management tool. I use Asana, and putting stuff from my inbox into Asana. And I've been checking it 1 to 2 times a day. That's it. And game changer, life changer. So I hope this was helpful. I know it was. Let me know if you have any questions on Instagram. Feel free to DM me. And you guys have a really, really exciting announcement next week. I can't wait to share it with you, but stay tuned for that. And I'll talk to you next week. We have a fun guest and then also that super fun announcement. So see you then. Aloha.